Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Daniel Azri, 31543. Today, my group 10, will be presenting about the Western ideology about relativism. So, as the world evolves and changes, morals and cultures also tend to change along with the time. And what might seem right back in the ancient civilizations of Greece and Rome might seem wrong in today's world. This is essentially the core idea of what relativism is based on about. It's relative to the time and place of where and when it is happening. It is not set on a deeper standard where something is right or something is wrong. It's all relative.
Now we will delve into the concept and also historical development of relativism. The word relativism was first coined by John Root, who wrote in Exploratio Philosophica in 1865. That was the first time the word relativism was written down. However, the very idea of relativism spans back to ancient Greek mythology, which it was first found by Protagoras, which said, man is a measure of things. That means that whatever we do is relative to the place and also time. Later on, other philosophers such as Nietzsche and Foucault also added on relativism by saying that also cultures and morals were part of the relativism itself. So the idea of relativism not only encompasses about truth and morals, it also encompasses a lot of other things.
Assalamualaikum, nama saya Bin Shardin, method number 2315243, and today we're talking about characteristics and principles of relativism. So as you can see, one of the main characteristics relativism has is that most people who believe in this ideology tend to agree with one another. That is a most prominent fact in the meeting. They will always say lines such as, you are right and I am right, no matter circumstances. Because they believe, because everything is relative, so that meaning everything will be correct in some sort of way. That is what relativism is. That's one of the main characteristics. And a type of relativism is cultural relativism. This is where people will use excuses such as, oh, it's because of their culture that they're able to do this. One of the examples is that as we Muslims, we believe there's only two genders, that is, male and female. But in other cultures, like the Western cultures, they see it as there being other types of genders, non-binary, transsexual, and etc. So they see that as a norm because their own culture. That's what they have built upon normally. And so that is a principle on the relativism. So now I'll be passing off to my friends for the next part that we'll be discussing about.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Iqwan, but you can call me Afiq. And today I want to share to all of you the impact of the ideology to people. So here are some examples of relativism. The first one is dress code. So in some cultures, such as those in the Middle East, modest clothing covering the body, including the head and hair for women, is the standard and is frequently enforced by social norms or religious belief. So the women in Middle East country, they have to cover from their head until their toes, cover all of their bodies, and the men cannot wear short pants in public. But however, in Western societies, clothing choices are often more open, so they can wear what they want, what they think that are appropriate for them. So they have the freedom to wear, and we is less focused on modesty. The second one is about gender roles. Gender roles are rigidly defined in some cultures, with definite expectation from men and women. For us, for people like us, we say that we just have two genders in this world, which is male and female. But in some cultures, gender standards may be more elastic and subject to interpretation. That's all from me. I pass to my next groupmate. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Amar Qasim Futin Bejun Anthony Futin. My metric number is 2217441. I'll be introducing the strength and the shortcoming of relativism. One of the strengths of relativism is that it promotes diversity and understanding. Relativism encourages respect for cultural differences and reduces the likelihood of imposing one's values on others. Another strength is that it encourages adaptability. By acknowledging that moral and ethical standards can evolve, relativism supports societies in adapting to change. Another strength of relativism is that it fosters cooperation. It emphasizes the strength that comes from embracing individual perspective, which can lead to a stronger and more cooperative society. Now we're going into shortcoming. One of the potential shortcoming of relativism is that it imposes ethical ambiguity, as relativism can lead to a lack of clear ethical standards, making it difficult to address harmful practices within a culture. Another shortcoming of relativism is that it risks of moral indifference. There's a danger that relativism may excuse any behavior, no matter how harmful, in the name of cultural understanding. Another shortcoming of relativism is that it challenges in global consensus. When each culture has its own standards, reaching global consensus in an issue like human rights can be a problem to the future of mankind. Okay, thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Saudara Akhtar bin Allah. My metric number is 2124565. In conclusion, relativism is an ideology where people believe that everything in the world can be correct to some extent. It has existed all the way back during the ancient Greek era, and revitalized during the 20th century. Although we can see relativism being a positive ideology, being everything correct under the right circumstance, it can be seen as passive and can lack a clear ethical standard towards situations where there needs to be a right and wrong. In Islam, Allah SWT has given us Muslims a clear idea of what is morally correct and wrong. This helps us in understanding situations and solve problems with ease. Okay, that is all from me. Thank you very much.
Hey, Ahmad, no. Here's my brother.
Registered radio. Oh, what's your name?
Tan Bok Kiong.
Okay.
Just go enter the please. Hey, Tan Bok Kiong, why you saying my full name?
Yes, what you.
But why are you wearing your
The t-shirt.
t-shirt? I really bought t-shirt.
We're going to
Yesterday.
this. Why do you have
It's
to
my culture, there's no problem.
I know, in my culture it's wrong. You need to go before you go in. This is wrong.
So I have to follow your culture. But why you cannot follow my culture? Just go in lah. As you can see, Ahmad,
And Tambok Kyong's cultures are different. One wears shoes into the house, and another one
not
takes
wearing shoes into the house. So we have to respect each other culture. If you're going to Ahmad's house, please take off your shoes. But
as you can see, it's also relative to the each own culture. One thing which might seem correct in one culture can seem wrong in another culture. That's relativism.
yeah, why are you sitting here?
What's the problem, man?
No, you're not allowed to be here.
Huh? Why?
No, this is our place.
Who's our?
This is America. Go back to your country.
That's racist. Why? But there's no reason for me to go back. I'm just a normal person. There's nothing wrong with that.
What is going on? What happened?
Why is he sitting here? This is our right to not have this kind of person here.
Why not?
This is our truth.
Really? But you don't think the most people would think like that?
No, because everything is relative. This is my truth.
My God, I need a person. I'll go now.
Yeah, no need to create a problem from this person.
Yeah.
I mean, relativism is a term that's used for the idea that there's no bottom line sort of deeper than these differences of points of view. So there's no deeper standard by which you can say that one point of view is right and one point of view is wrong. I mean, there are lots of different forms of relativism, but that's the core idea of it. And then some people are relativists about absolutely everything, and some people are much more restricted in their relativism. I mean, for example, some people are relativist about matters of morality. They think there's no right or wrong there, but they're not relativists about matters of science. They think in science there is a right or wrong, but morality is different. As for truth, I mean, that's a word which, once people associate it with philosophy, they start mentally spelling it with a capital T and thinking that it's something tremendously deep and mysterious, and then it's sort of easy to talk lots of nonsense about it. But I mean, actually, if you focus not on it as some kind of abstract mystery, but just think about very ordinary situations like cases where somebody, let's say, reports the result of a football match, and then somebody else says that's not true, that wasn't the score. I mean, you realize that there's actually a much more commonsensical aspect to the distinction between truth and falsity, that it doesn't have to be made quite as mysterious as people think of it. But the basic principles for arguing and reasoning about truth and falsity, they're another matter. And if you want to know what they might be, you could have a look at tetralogue.